So, have you ever been told you're, too sensitive? Maybe too restless, or a total perfectionist? We tend to treat these traits like they're problems, right? Like things we need to fix. But what if they're not flaws at all? What if they're actually signs of something way more interesting?
And that's really the big question we're diving into here. We're going to explore how the very things you might have been taught to see as your biggest shortcomings could actually be your most powerful assets, just kind of in disguise.
You see, it all really starts with how we look at things. It's a problem of perception. For a long time, we've been conditioned to view certain really powerful personality traits in a very specific and honestly pretty negative way.
Think about it. From a young age, the message is pretty clear, right? Calm down, don't take things so personally, stop trying so hard. We learn to see these deep internal drives as, well, as social inconveniences or even personal failures that we need to suppress. But that is such a limited and frankly damaging way to see ourselves.
So you know what? It's time to challenge that old view. Let's completely redefine what it actually means to be gifted and bust it out of that narrow little box we've been keeping it in.
When you hear the word gifted, your mind probably jumps straight to a stereotype, right? The straight-A student, the math whiz, the chess prodigy. But the reality? Oh, it is so much broader, so much more profound than that. It's really about a different kind of intensity, an intensity in your curiosity, in your emotions, and in the very way you perceive the world around you.
So, let's try a new definition for giftedness. Don't just think of it as being smart. Think of it as experiencing life on a totally different frequency. It's a state of heightened awareness where you just see more, you feel more, and you process things way more deeply than most people around you.
Okay, now let's get to the really good stuff. This is the heart of it. We're going to take those exact traits we've been taught to see as flaws, and we're going to reframe them into the powerful strengths that they truly are.
First up on the list, excessive sensitivity. Oh yeah, this is a classic. It's that feeling that your emotional skin is just thinner than everyone else's, that the world's joys and sorrows just hit you with a lot more force. Does that sound familiar? I bet it does. It's a comment that can feel like such a deep criticism, like there's something fundamentally wrong with how you process your own emotions. It can make you want to just build walls around your heart. But hold on, let's just flip the script on this one. What if that sensitivity isn't some weakness you have to manage? What if it's actually a superpower that you can learn to harness? Because that sensitivity, that is the very source of profound empathy and incredible perception. See, it's not about being weak. It's about being finely tuned.
It's because of this sensitivity that you can walk into a room and instantly feel the vibe. You notice that tiny hesitation in someone's voice that everyone else misses. It's why you form these incredibly deep, meaningful bonds with people. Your intuition is probably off the charts. You don't just see the world in black and white, you are experiencing it in full, vibrant, high-definition color.
All right, next up on our list is perfectionism. This one often gets a bad rap, right? It's seen as a one-way ticket to anxiety and burnout, driven by this relentless inner critic that is just never satisfied.
It's a question that well-meaning friends and family might ask you all the time. They see the stress, they see you constantly striving, and they just interpret it as some kind of self-punishment. But what if that internal pressure isn't just about avoiding mistakes? What if it's an innate, powerful drive for excellence, for beauty, for quality? It's not really about being perfect. It's about striving for the best possible outcome you can imagine. This drive is exactly what leads to exceptional work. It means you're highly motivated, you care deeply about the little details, and you have this incredible vision for how things could be. When you learn to harness it correctly, this isn't a flaw, it's the engine of creation and achievement.
And finally, let's talk about restlessness. This one is so often mislabeled as being scattered, or unfocused, or even hyperactive. You know the feeling. It's like having a motor inside that just will not switch off.
And there it is, another one of those common observations that frames this incredible energy as a problem. It implies a lack of discipline, an inability to just relax and be. But let's reframe it. This isn't a lack of focus, it's an abundance of energy, both mental and physical. And it's all fueled by this deep, driving curiosity about everything. You know, a restless mind is a mind that is constantly exploring, constantly learning, constantly connecting ideas. It's what allows you to dive headfirst into a new hobby, read 5 different books at once, or suddenly see a solution to a problem that absolutely no one else has noticed. This isn't a bug in your system, it's a feature of a highly active and deeply engaged intellect.
So, we've taken these 3 major flaws and we flipped them on their head. Now where does that leave us? What's the big takeaway from all of this?
And this is the most crucial point. This isn't about slapping a new label on yourself and calling it a day. It's about something so much more important. It's about self-understanding and it's about self-acceptance. It's about finally giving yourself permission to be exactly who you are. The real power, the real magic, happens when you stop fighting these qualities and you start working with them. Your sensitivity is your empathy. Your perfectionism is your drive for excellence. Your restlessness is your incredible curiosity. These are your tools. It's time to learn how to use them.
And that leaves us with just one final thought, one last question for you. Take a moment and really think about it for yourself. Look at all the parts of you that you've been told are too much or not enough. Which one of those so-called flaws are you going to choose to see as your greatest strength, starting today?